Magnolia Episode 5, titled Legacy, brings things to a head as Inferna, who may be friend or foe, reveals to our hero the origins of her name, her costume, and her possible extraterrestrial lineage. Secrets are revealed, enemies go after loved ones, and as Magnolia makes herself known on a global stage, new alliances and obstacles, both human and otherworldly, are in store for her future. So as they say, good things come to those who wait. And we are finally at that point, guys. Magnolia, episode 5, the season finale, Legacy is here. So I got time to sit down. I made time to sit down and just take this in properly. And of course, I had to review it because we've been there from the beginning. We have to be there at the end. So Magnolia episode 5, where does it stand? Well, let's get into it. And I promise no real spoilers. I'll keep it very mild. So we continue. I'm sure everybody's seen episodes 1 to 4. So we continue right in. And this is like I was checking it. I think this is like the second longest episode. I think episode 1 was the longest. So this is the second longest episode. So we got a lot packed in here. And yet I felt like I didn't get enough. I felt like everything went by quickly and I just had to take it all in. But there's some good stuff in there. And we start, of course, with Magnolia. We continue with her. As we know, Lalane, aka Inferna, has been, getting into her good graces because Magnolia, she's a sweet girl, but she doesn't have that many friends. So she's trusting. And she meets with her to basically get an idea of who she is and what she is. So we see that go down. And I'm still not sure exactly what I feel like she has an ulterior motive and I'm digging it. I think the actress is doing a really good job of playing this character to be just the right amount of friendly, but we as an audience, we're getting that sense that she's not to be trusted. So props to the actress, Arima Gibson. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Please forgive me if I'm not. She's doing a great job with this character. I really do like this character. I'm all about the villains. I'm sorry. I'm always more in comic books, everything. I'm drawn to the villains. I'm all about my shadow self. So we have her here playing a role, and I'm not exactly sure what she's up to, but I'm liking what she's doing with the character. And we get to see Magnolia finding out very quickly. Everything happens very fast in this conversation. Her origins, and we get the origins of her name, which I thought was really cool. Finally get the meaning and all of that behind this name. And her costume, all these sorts of things. It's explained. It's a bit of an exposition dump. It happens. There's a lot packed in there, but I'm guessing it's about time. They have to get a lot of information across very quickly to fit within that time. So we do get to learn a lot more about who at least not a lot, but a lot more information than we had before about who she is or possibly who she can become. And we jump ahead now. We're going into Magnolia having to do the hero thing, and she's definitely embracing this. The actress as well, Aliyah Raghunath Maharaj, she's doing a wonderful job with this character as well, because she plays this character. It's very Peter Parker, Spider-Man. You see her in the beginning. She has her little backpack and stuff, and I just love how there's an innocence to her, the way she plays this character. You definitely feel like she's gonna have to learn some hard lessons. She's a bit too trusting, but she has a good heart, and we see that. We see where she's always, whether or not her classmates have been kind to her or not, she puts herself in danger. And with that, we get an action sequence where Paralysis, played by the always awesome Sydney Ledger. I'm so sorry I didn't get more of her in this. God, I want to see her go up against her. I really want to see more of that. But we do get to see her, I guess she's controlling her henchmen. I'm not quite sure exactly how her powers work, but we see, we get a little fight sequence there with Magnolia going up against these henchmen. And it's not as awesome as the fight sequence we got in episode 4, but we get some nice special effects there. And I even had a couple that, to me, there was a little bit of comedy there as well, with when they during one of the fight sequence, Magnolia gets knocked down and her expression. I just, I dig the comedy here as well. There's a scene where she describes where she doesn't know his name is Vesa Claw, and she describes him as a tall bald man. I laughed out loud because I thought that was funny. So I do like the little hints of comedy that comes in here and there. I did see that in the past episode as well. And I think that's a good thing to throw in here, because these characters, these heroes, they're quite young, and I would love to see more of, especially more of that local Trini comedy. I apologize if you're hearing that noise in the background. I think my neighbor is making some furniture. Sorry. Yeah, so I want to see more of that Trini flavor. I do see it popping in every now and again, and I hope we get more of that because, again, these are Caribbean-based superheroes. So I want to see some Caribbean flavor in there, Don't fight it too much. And yeah, we go ahead. We get more of Capernaum and those cool special effects. Those guys are doing really good job, in my opinion, with such a small budget. They really do make this feel like an entirely different world, and I dig that. And I really I'm a fan of Lalane's mom. I think the actress, she carries herself with very regally, very royal, and I do like the way I feel like everybody here, we're getting to see a bit more of who they might be beyond what we're getting. So yeah, it's quick. The scenes are quick. There's not a lot of dialogue. But, if you read between the lines, you do get this sense of they're leading us to something pretty good. And there's going to be that kind of, you don't know who you can trust. You don't know, I can see who people that we think might be villains turning the other way and vice versa. And I got that sense, that meeting with Lalane and her mom, that her mom is holding on to her own secrets. And then, of course, we get to see Lalane, who is now, she's training to take on the position of general that her father once held. So this is a character that has a lot of ambition, and it might be to her own detriment. I'm not sure exactly. I get the feeling they're building her up, and she's going to take a hard fall at some point in time because she seems to think she's perfect. That there's nothing she can't handle, and we get to see. There are two post-credit scenes here, not one but two, and one of them is quite shocking. I did not see it coming. It definitely plays into everything that's come before. It's a hell of a reveal, and it sets things up really nicely for what's to come, because just when we thought we had a grasp on the politics in Capernaum, they hit you with something that I don't think anybody's going to expect. And honestly, that little piece alone, that moment, that piece of writing, the way it's done, Sidney Ledger in that scene alone sold me on everything that came before. Sometimes you see something and it's like, okay, this is good, I'm enjoying this, and then boom, they bring it home. That post-credit scene, and yes, of course, it's a comic book movie, so we got to get those post-credit scenes in there, right? Marvel isn't the only one that can do that, right? So yeah, we get two post-credit scenes. The other one, of course, building on the idea that there's going to be more than one superhero from the Caribbean. And not to get too spoilery, but we do see basically the beginning of the creation of a superhero team, because we get introduced to two characters here. One named Solera, who the actress seems to really be into the role. And we have another, I did not quite get his name. I'm thinking it's something like volcanic or volcano or something like that. I'm sorry, I didn't quite pick up on what he was saying. But we see the beginning of a superhero universe, a Caribbean-based superhero universe. And this is what it's been building to. Expanding this world that's created by Ansel Harris and his team. Guys, this is something really special. I know there are people who will see this and they'll be like, oh, this is silly, this is nonsense. No, this is something really special. This is something that kids can hold on to and look up to and want to be like, and the messages that Magnolia, what she stands for, what she's putting out there. It's positive, so it's all good. As a whole, this episode, I enjoyed it. There, like I said, the comedy works for me. I want more of that. I want to see more Trini comedy, Trini laughs in there. The characters, I am huge fangirl of characters like Inferno and Paralysis, and I want to see more of them. I'm enjoying this world, but I think episode 4 is still my favorite of the bunch. You know, it just inches it out just a little bit, I can't. I mean, that fight sequence was epic, and we got special effects in that off the charts. So it was so good. This one, we do get some of that here, you know, but we don't get as big a fight sequence as I thought we might have gotten. I really was hoping to see Magnolia go up against, you know, a real villain, so to speak, you know, and not just their subordinates. But listen, it was a fun watch, and those post-credit scenes definitely leave me wanting more. That's the best thing you can get out of these things, when they leave you wanting more. And I would recommend watching all of these episodes together as one movie. I think it would play out so good if you were to sit down and just watch episodes 1 to 5, one after the other, and you would get your own little mini movie out of it. So you can try that. I did, and I had a blast doing it that way. So let's see, where do I stand with this season finale? I'm gonna say 6.5 out of 10, because episode 4 is still my very, very favorite. But I am super excited to see more of Solera, more of these new heroes, more of these villains, more of this world that's been created. We even have a couple of guest appearances here, by some cameos, I should say, not guest appearances, some cameos by the co-directors, Ansel Harris, Cassidy Pesha. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Apologies again. But yeah, what they've done here, what Vil Ventures has done, and GT Network has put out there, guys, this is truly something wonderful, and I hope to see much more of it very, very soon. So the season finale gets a 6.5 out of 10. And that's it for Magnolia, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It's always appreciated. If you're new and you'd like to subscribe to my channel, first of all, thank you. And secondly, you can click on my face when it pops up right about there. And you can check out my past reviews for Magnolia and lots of other stuff right along this way. So, until the next one, guys. Bye-bye.